Today we are talking about the best books that we have read this year. I have not read nearly as much as I would have liked to this year. I'm a bit behind on my reading goal, but I've done a better job than in years past of sort of diversifying the kind of reading that I've done this year. And I've really quite enjoyed most of what I've read this year across different types of reading. Most of the books that I've read this year have been recommended to me by other people, and they're books that like everybody else has already read and loved and whatever. But just in case you haven't read them, my honorable mentions for this title are On Writing and The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. Both fantastic books. I feel like most people have read them, but if you haven't, they're great. Read them. I mentioned this in a Snark Squad vlog a while back, but I also read a few new things for my thesis. Most of it was stuff that I had already read, but among the new things that I read this year, I really enjoyed Matt Hill's Fan Cultures. It's a really intense book on fan studies if you're into that kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. I'm also finishing up a reread of the His Dark Materials books, which I mentioned yesterday. I love them. They're amazing. Those two. But the best book that I read for the first time this year is definitely Toni Morrison's Beloved. I read The Bluest Eye and Song of Solomon. I love Song of Solomon, but I had never gotten to this one, and I am so glad that I did. It's just an incredible book. The story takes place mostly right after the Civil War. It's basically a book about slavery. It's a really haunting but beautiful and wonderful book about slavery, and if you have not read this book, I definitely recommend that you read it. It'll like stomp your soul into 1,000 pieces, but it's a fantastic read, especially if you are American. I think you need to read this book. So that's the best book that I read this year, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys have been reading and loving this year.
Got him. Nailed it.